Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy Luis, and as always, thanks for tuning in to another episode. What I got here is a MaxSpeedingRods Universal 3.5 inch 160 watt IP68 rated light pods, and they sent me out a set so we could try them out on the old Sequoia over here. So what we're going to be doing in this video, we're going to be taking out the old OEM fog lights, and we're going to be replacing it with something a little bit more modern, which is these Universal 3.5 inch light pods. So let's do a quick unboxing, show you what comes in this box, and let's get into the video. Show you guys really quick what comes in this package. You got them here. These are 70 watts rated each. You guys can see you got the MaxSpeedingRods stamped. This is hard metal, so this is these are IP68 rated, so you don't have to worry about dropping these or anything like that. Okay, you have some covers that you could put on the face of these. They sent me out some separate amber ones, so whenever you guys pick these up, if you guys want the amber covers, make sure to pick the actual amber covers for these. Okay, you got the harness. I believe in here you got your separate DRL and actual fog lights switch. So we're gonna be opening this up soon, and you get the hardware, some hardware mounts, and that's pretty much it, guys. Some instructions. We're gonna be removing these bolts and then pretty much pushing back the inside wheel well liner right here, and then getting access to the fog lights. All right, so now that we got access to the bumper here, we're gonna remove the plug. Simple as twist and turn. You guys can see I already had amber bulbs in here, but these are basically a push, press, fit in fog lights. So we're gonna remove the fog lights here, and then we're gonna kind of see how we're gonna mount the MaxSpeeding ones. All right, guys, so we got the pretty much OEM housings removed. Now, a couple ways you could do this. As you guys can see here, I kind of have the light pods in here. We have enough room with these 3.5 inch. They do sell the 5 inch, but I think depending on how you do it, it might be a little harder to mount. But with these 3.5 inch, I have enough room down here on the brackets to pretty much drive a bolt up through here and be able to secure a nut right here on the top, and then tying it down. And that way I have adjustability. I can move it up or down depending on how the light output is, and I could properly level this out so the light output is properly centered. Another way you could do this as well is that I have thought is throw this in the oven for a couple of minutes and remove this actual lens here, and actually use this OEM housing to mount it in here, because this light pod fits in here, if that makes sense. But I think that's a lot harder than just to drive a little bolt up the bumper right here through the hole and put a nut right there and clamp it down. I think that is the easiest way, and that's how I'm gonna go about this. So let me show you guys, let me step back, show you guys how it looks. I think that's gonna look perfect. So in the packaging, they send this hardware. So I'm gonna drill a hole, drive this, basically is gonna go through the bottom right there. And with the fog light, I'll just be able to insert it in here and tying it down. So just to give you guys a rough idea. All right, we got the step bit here. We got a hole through the bottom. We got the bolt right here. And that's basically how it's gonna be. You guys can see Oh yeah, baby, it's gonna work out fine. Got the wrench, got the socket. I already got the bolt and the nut in here. So we're holding it from the bottom. We're grabbing now we have it nice and parallel, and that should be straight, guys. Looks like it's pointed up a little bit. I'm gonna just adjust it, but that should be like the end result right there, how it's mounted. So we're gonna repeat the same on the other side and start running wire, guys. All right, guys, there you have it. There's both of them mounted, and I think it looks pretty sweet. The hole doesn't look too crazy. Looks like they were meant to go there. All right, so up next, we're gonna do our wiring. Now, unfortunately, we are gonna lose our OEM steering wheel column fog light, because these do have a DRL and an actual fog light. I'm sure there's a way to actually connect this through the OEM relay to when you switch the fog light, but honestly, I don't want to dig into that right now for the time being. Like most lights require positive, negative from the battery. You have your relay here for your DRLs and the actual fog light switch. And then these two other plugs just go to the fog lights. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and run wires and then show you once everything's tidied up, how it looks. All right, we got everything pretty much wired up, just routed, mounted the relay here. The wires in here look OEM, like nothing happened, okay? Oh, I don't wanna break the switch, but we got the switch here. All right, guys, so we got the switch here. I don't have it inside the truck yet, but basically you have your DRL button up top and then your fog light button. All right, this is pretty cool. I'm gonna hit the DRL button. Those are the DRLs, and you can switch between 6K and amber, which I think is pretty sweet. That looks pretty cool. So back and forth, as you guys can see, okay? And if you long press, it turns them off. All right, so press, press, long press. All right, now we have the fog light function. You can hear the relay kick in, and you have the fog lights there, pretty bright, just on and off. Pretty sweet. I like that a lot. All right, but like I said, we do have the amber covers for the fog lights, so I'm actually gonna throw those on because I like more of the amber fog lights rather than the bright white. All right, so let's throw these on. All right, that's with the headlights. I keep in mind I have retrofitted projectors, and go ahead and turn on the fogs. As you guys can see, they're not pointed crazy high. You could kind of see where they're at. I could adjust that a little bit. So no trucker should give us any gripe about them. Okay everyone, we waited till the sun went down. This is just in my driveway. I do have a light right there. But just so you guys can see, lights are off. This is just this is just the fog lights. Okay, so bam, it illuminates everything. All right, so these are with my headlights on. I am on my driveway. It's slightly downhill, so you guys will see it kind of slanted up. All right, but let me show you guys really quick. Excuse my dogs, but all right. So it looks like I gotta adjust them down just a little bit still, just so I don't get any bleeding off that light up. But let's go around the block and show you guys what it looks like normal driving. All right, so this is just with my headlights on. I'm gonna turn on the fog lights now. You guys can see in the far house. All right guys, so one more time. There you have it. That's pretty bright. Like I said guys, these are IP68 rated, so they're waterproof, and the housing is made out of metal, so you don't got to worry about rocks hitting them or anything like that. Okay, let me turn on the fog lights and show you guys the DRLs. All right, so that's just with the DRLs. Looks pretty sweet. Like I said, you could turn these to white as well. So what's cool at night, it indicates what color you're on. So right now it's in the amber DRL. You turn it to white and it turns to the white DRLs. So you got options. It's pretty cool. All right guys, really quick, if by the end of the video you guys are interested in some of these 3.5-inch MaxSpeedingRods fog lights, there's gonna be 2 ways to purchase these, okay? There's gonna be a link down below directly to MaxSpeedingRods website that you will then check out on their website, and at the end, before purchase, you're gonna input code LFATV at checkout, and this is gonna give you a 10% off from MaxSpeedingRods website directly. So another thing to keep in mind is that the code LFATV is gonna work with everything on MaxSpeedingRods website, okay? So they have other options. They have a 5-inch option, they have a 7-inch option, and various other stuff on MaxSpeedingRods website. So the code LFATV is gonna work with anything, every purchase that you do on MaxSpeedingRods website. Now, the second option is gonna be being able to purchase these on Amazon, and that is also linked down below. Now, specifically the ones that we're talking about in the video, there's I think a 30% coupon or a $30 coupon. If I'm not mistaken, check it out down below. And basically at checkout, these fog lights are gonna be around 100 bucks, which compared to all these high-end options that are out there, I think that's a steal. It varies on the product and the size that you go with as far as the fog lights. Some might have discounts and some might not, okay? So just keep that in mind.